Hello and welcome to Tasting with Mike and Matt. I'm Mike Veach and this is my partner in crime, Matt Kohorst.
Howdy.
And today we thought we would do something a little different. We thought we would go back and taste some whiskeys from one of the classic distilleries. Mm-hmm. And we decided to go with the Barton 1792.
Right.
We've got three different expressions here. We have a single barrel. We have their High Rye, and then we have their Foolproof, which is also a single barrel selection from Westport Whiskey and Wine.
Okay, awesome.
So we've got three different things here to taste. 1792 is interesting. It was Barton's first attempt at doing a super premium whiskey. You know, before that they were known for their Tom Moore and their Kentucky Gentleman, and you know, kind of really good, you know, very old Barton, very good whiskey, but at a low price point.
Right. Yeah.
They wanted to do something that, you know, they could charge a little bit more because it was just that extra step better, and they came up with the at the time they called it Ridgemont Reserve 1792, and immediately got sued by Brown-Forman because they thought that was too close to Woodford Reserve.
Okay.
And they lost the case, so they just simply changed it then. Or it was Ridgewood originally, and then they changed it to Ridgemont, and then when Buffalo Trace bought the distillery, they just dropped that all together and started calling it 1792.
Fair enough. Okay.
And 1792 is the year Kentucky became a state.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
But you already answered. I was wondering what that date was. The significance of that date was. This is one that people like. Some of my friends that, you know, they drink whiskey, but they don't like search out. They're not bottle hunters. They don't have a huge collection, but they have a few whiskeys that they like. This one is a good price point.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, when I said something they could charge for, they're still not charging an arm and a leg for it.
They're not. It was a 40 bucks. Okay.
Something like that, about 40 is what I thought.
Yeah.
$39.99.
Yeah, and from what I've gathered, 1792 is very popular amongst those folks. I mean, and everybody likes it. I don't know a person that doesn't like sing its praises, you know, because it is.
I've met
its price point, it's great.
I've met a few, but I think most of them are people that have never liked Barton products, and they're kind of prejudiced against it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
that makes sense. Yeah.
But let's look at it. This is their single barrel. It is a 98.6 proof. I'm assuming this is just a standard single barrel because I don't see any label on it saying it was a barrel picked by anyone.
Okay.
But so this is the 1792 as you would get if you were buying just the standard.
Going to your liquor store and
Right.
picking it up. Okay.
Got a really nice nose.
It really does, yeah. Very fruity.
Mm-hmm.
For me.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of vanilla. I'm getting a little bit of like peaches or apricots.
Mm-hmm.
Getting just a hint of baking spice. And to me, Barton has always had a note of leather in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might be what the people that don't like Barton don't like. They don't like it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I love that.
I like it myself. I've always liked Barton. So let's take a sip. Oh, that vanilla, apricot, definitely cinnamon and nutmeg.
Mm-hmm. It's got a nice bright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that cinnamon nutmeg like brightens it up. It's really nice. And then the finish is where I'm getting that leather.
Mm-hmm. But I'm also, you know, I said peach in the fruit, but on the finish, it's almost like a cherry.
Mm-hmm. It's got a nice complexity to it that I really enjoy. There's some things in there that I can't like quite put my finger on that I've never really tasted before, but enjoy.
Mm.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of the 1792. I think for its price point, I think it's really good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's try it with the cranberry. That's interesting. Kind of took that fruit out of it.
It kind of gave me more of a citrusy note, but all that fruit that we were tasting earlier, yeah, it kind of took it out.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a little citrusy note, but I mean, it's not near as fruity as it was.
No, it's kind of sour. Still get the vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think overall it kind of like tamed all the flavors that I was getting from just the neat.
Yeah.
Finish is a little. I don't know. What would you say more?
It's not as interesting,
It's
if
not
you ask me,
interesting.
if with the cranberry.
It's not.
So let's cleanse the palate, see what a pecan does for it. That brings the fruit back.
Mm-hmm. It's really good. I'll take like for me, it's giving me like those chocolates that you get, like orange chocolate candy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm definitely getting a little chocolate on the finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you still get that nice leathery.
Mm-hmm.
It really hits you hard with that leather at the end, which I really like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, very good. Well, let's see what a little dark chocolate does for it.
It almost mutes it a little bit too much for me.
The only really thing I like about it is on the finish you get that cherry taste is really enhanced on the finish. It's almost like a chocolate cherry with the remains of that dark chocolate with the cherry of the whiskey.
Yeah, yeah. I think for me, like tasting two sweet things with it kind of robs it of its complexity a little bit.
Yeah.
The pecan is really good with it.
Right.
Yeah. So what would you put that with as far as a cocktail goes? Anything? Or would you just drink it neat?
I would be tempted to try it with a whiskey sour.
Whiskey sour? Okay.
Okay, so the next one we have here is our High Rye, 94.3 proof. There is no age statement, but you know, I had this bottle actually. I got it in 2019. I was down at the Bourbon Festival, and I was asked the people at the Barton Sazerac booth, "What's your definition of High Rye?" Because there's no definition here. What do they consider High Rye?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they didn't know. So I'm still looking for an answer. I am assuming that it means it's at least 15 to 20% rye. Maybe more than that. But, you know, they didn't know.
They didn't know.
To be fair, though, that was the first year that Bourbon and Beyond was the same weekend as the Bourbon Festival, and all the A and B group from the distilleries was at the Bourbon and Beyond and not at the Bourbon Festival. So these guys really...
Man, Bourbon and Beyond, this, did you see the photos for that?
Yeah.
That's really taken off. It's good to see.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people, though. I don't know if I could go if it's that busy. How are you in like those kind of crowds?
Oh, I'm past all that. My concert days of that type of stuff is over. You know, if I go to a concert, I want to go to some place like the Kentucky Center or something like that, where you're talking hundreds and not thousands of people.
Yeah. I like a seat with mine too.
Right.
I can sit down.
Exactly. So,
You can get that.
very different nose.
Very different.
But-
Nice rye. You get
Yeah.
nice spicy rye notes in there.
I wouldn't say spicy, grassy. That rye grass. So there's probably 25% rye in this, just from the nose. And I'm getting that kind of Barton leather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice nose.
Mm-hmm. A little vanilla, a little oak. Well, let's taste it. Getting a little of that rye grass, getting a little vanilla. The fruits, to me, is leaning more towards an apple.
Mm-hmm. See, like a green or red delicious. What are you thinking?
Actually, I was thinking more along the lines of like a Granny Smith.
Hmm. I almost like that more than the single barrel. I'm really liking this one.
Yeah, actually, I think I kind of like it better than the single
It's
barrel.
really good. Now you said you got this one a couple years ago, right?
Right.
A few years ago. I wonder if they still do the high rye.
Yeah, they still do the
They
high
still do the
rye.
high rye. Awesome.
I've seen it on the shelves.
Okay. I mean, this one's I'm really liking this one.
Yeah. Well, let's see what a cranberry does for it. Oh, that brings out, it turns that vanilla into a caramel.
Oh man, yeah, yeah.
And then that apple is definitely a kind of a tart Granny Smith
Caramel apple pie.
caramel apple pie, maybe with a little cinnamon in it.
That's really good actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really liking that.
Mhm.
Yeah, wow. I might even like that more than meat.
Yeah. Well, let's see what a pecan does. That definitely brings out chocolate,
Mm-hmm. Very rich.
particularly on the finish.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, I thought it kind of muted the spice a little. I mean, the spice is still there, but it isn't nearly as strong.
Mm-mm. I'm just getting like pure leather on the finish almost.
Yeah.
Still enjoying that chocolate. That chocolate note's good. I'm even getting like a hint of banana, like a chocolatey banana.
Yeah, I could see
Okay.
that,
It's really good.
particularly on the finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
So let's see what a little bit of dark chocolate does for it. Lots of caramel,
Mm-hmm.
but really that's all I'm getting on the initial taste is lots of caramel, maybe a little oak. Then the finish is that caramel, oak, and a little bit of a kind of a peppery spice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's good, but I tell you, the best combination of them all, as far as I'm concerned, has been that cranberry.
Yeah. That's usually not the case when we do these tastings.
Right.
Usually it usually is neat in the pecan that usually trumps over the cranberry. But yeah, I think you're right. I think for me the cranberry really
Yeah.
brought out some really good notes in this rye, high rye. I don't know what the price point on this one is. I guess it's probably comparable.
It's comparable. You know, it may be 40 to 45, or if that's 35 to 40, you know, or something.
Yeah, I am definitely gonna go pick up a bottle of that as soon as I see it.
The final one we have here is a Foolproof, 125 proof. So it's barrel entry proof, not barrel proof.
Okay.
You know, they've cut it to 125 proof, which is where they put it into the barrel at.
Okay.
It probably came out even higher than that. It's a Westport whiskey and wine barrel. It is barrel number 2046. It was barreled on 12/18/2009 and dumped on 5/7/2019. So it's 9.5 years, basically.
Okay.
Not quite 9.5, but
It's right up there. Yeah.
yeah. And you know this is going to be good because Chris Zabrowski at Westport has one of the best palates out there, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to picking single barrels.
Yeah, he's always got.
Really good stuff.
Right. I've gotten a couple of their selections, and it's always been really good. I know you get them all the time, so
Yeah.
and they're always good. Oh yeah.
Surprisingly light on the nose. I need to warm this a little. In case you've never seen us do this before, what we're doing is warming the whiskey so that the aromas come out.
Mm-hmm.
You do it by covering the glass and then holding the glass up against your body to let your body heat and warm it a little, and then... Oh yeah, that's much better. I'm getting that Barton leather. I'm getting lots of vanilla, some baking spices.
Those spices are really pungent.
Yeah, and then
But it's
there's a little bit of that apricot pitted fruit type in the back, but it's not very predominant on the nose. So let's taste it. Oh yeah, I definitely get that apricot peach on the taste.
That's wonderful.
Lots of vanilla.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
You get that baking spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, little oak. Then the finish is like cinnamon, nutmeg, oak, and just some lingering fruitiness there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's almost like I can't describe it. That's just really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it with all the... yeah, you described it perfectly. That was absolutely delicious.
So let's see what a cranberry does.
Hits me with like a little dark, maybe like a black cherry almost. It's kind of sour.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know?
definitely. To me, it turns that fruit into almost berries. Blackberry, raspberry. Maybe you're right, a little dark black cherry. But there's a little bit of a sour note to it too, like the, this more sour side of a raspberry or a blackberry.
Yeah, it's nice and tart.
Tart, yeah.
And the finish is...
Like a blackberry that's not quite completely ripe. It's still got a little red in it or something, and it gives you that little...
Yeah. Really good stuff.
Yeah, I like it.
I really like this one.
So let's try it with pecan.
It's cool because it kind of like, for me, it still held on to that nice like fruitiness that I got from the cran. Like I still got that sour, but it brought on like this nice peanut butter and chocolate for me that really complemented really well. That's a really good taste of whiskey.
I was gonna say it definitely brought out just a note of like a 60% dark chocolate, not a real dark one, but you know.
Yeah, still had a good sweetness to it. It wasn't
right.
complete, yeah. And then just leather and oak at the finish.
Well, I'm still getting a little bit of a spiciness, and I'm still getting a little bit of lingering that tart cherry, raspberry note there on the finish too. It's just a little bit. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what a piece of chocolate does for it. That's good. It really brings out caramel on the taste.
Mm-hmm.
Not much spice.
Not too bad, no.
No, but the fruit's also kind of muted a little bit. But there's a little, almost like a banana, like you were saying earlier. The chocolate kind of brings out a banana note.
Yeah. I get just chocolate, banana. Like I said, a little bit of spice, but not overpowering.
No, the spice becomes, it's there, but it's harder to define.
Yeah, a little peppery.
A little peppery, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Or I think like.
And surprisingly enough, for me, it kind of shortened the finish.
It did, yeah. I think for me, the Foolproof. I mean, just wow, that was probably the best one for me.
I kind of like that High Rye.
High Rye's really good. I think Foolproof neat. I'll go Foolproof neat is going to be my call for the best taste.
Yeah.
High Rye second with the cran, and then obviously third would be the single barrel. But they're all really
I think
good.
it would really depend upon my mood as to which one I would reach for.
Yeah.
Today, I'm kind of liking that High Rye, but I'm willing to bet if I sat down here tomorrow and did this whole thing again, it might be the Foolproof. Don't think it'd be the single barrel so much.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think those two shine over the single barrel.
The single barrel's very good. Don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the other two are just a notch better.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing great stuff there.
Makes me wonder if they did the single barrel at 100 proof, a bottled and bond.
Hey, Barton, think about that.
Yeah.
Maybe do that.
Sazerac, if you do it and it sells a lot, remember us.
All right.
All right, so here's to Barton.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.